Welcome to Question Marks. I'm hosting Grayson McCartney. Who else is here?
I'm Hope
Hope
McCartney.
McCartney.
I'm Cam Broham. We're short-staffed today.
Yeah, it's just
A
the
little
three
bit.
of us. Yeah, no adults.
Everybody's on vacation going to do Thanksgiving things.
Right. And since there's no journalists here, we decided to read the headlines ourselves.
And we crushed it.
Yeah, we talk about what's happening. Maybe a good little Thanksgiving episode for if you don't like your family, or if you really like them and want to stop liking them. I don't know.
Or if you need something to switch conversation topics from or to instead of something else on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
We got you with some silly, non-serious things.
We got
No
a little bit of politics.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Not
Just
a
at the
little
beginning,
bit,
but then we get a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
So.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Well, without further ado, here's what's happening.
I love you. Bye.
This week, Donald Trump stated he plans to appoint TV personality Dr. Oz to run the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and the wife of WWE CEO and former WWE executive as his candidate to run the Department of Education.
Linda McMahon?
Linda McMahon.
Okay.
So, if you could pick one celebrity to act as your own personal press secretary, who would you pick? I'm going with Harrison Ford, but only when someone's talking to him about Star Wars because he just hates Star Wars.
And you just be like crotchety old man version?
Yeah. Every question I get asked in every context, including this podcast, would be better if answered by an angry Harrison Ford.
Can you do a Harrison Ford impression?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I respect him way too much to do that. Yeah. But he's just like anything. He's just like, no, kid. So I can do it.
So you can, yeah.
Turns out I can do that.
No, kid.
Yeah, and he has like this wealthy indifference that I just can't obviously capture, and I need that sprinkled throughout my life. So I'm picking Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is your press secretary.
Yes, but only in his Star Wars movies.
What are you talking about? Yeah, in that style.
I will get so much less popular at work, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
So, can you explain for maybe me and the viewer all what a press secretary does? Is that like somebody who
You
speaks
know when
on
the
your
White
behalf?
House hosts press conferences?
Yes.
It's that person.
Person that fields the questions before they bring out, like whether the president's going to come out or not.
Or there's like briefings, like they're like, oh yeah, we did this in the Middle East.
Yeah.
It's that person who talks to the press.
I see. Okay.
But this one would just be answering all of the questions you ever have to field in your life. There's a pause break here. Where people
Sorry,
are
we can edit this one out.
No, I thought you had one that you were going to.
No. I was trying to.
Cam, you got one?
I mean, obviously, like, pre-racist Hulk Hogan would be a good one.
He comes up a lot.
But that's just like a default for anything. Like, oh yeah, wouldn't that be great? Like, listen, brother, we're not going to be going and talking about that today, or something like that, right?
He just campaigned for Trump like a couple months ago, so there's a chance.
Pythons out there.
There's a chance that could actually happen.
It's entirely
with
possible.
everything that's going on right now. There's a chance that could happen.
But I think I'd probably want him a comedian or something, like maybe like a Nate Bargatze or something.
Oh,
just because he's so level and dry.
Yeah,
I think he could deliver things and people would take them as real. But also, it's hilarious for me as I'm like, this guy's lying out of his ass over here, like, just making shit up all the time.
I loved his SNL. The whole bit where he's a golfer and killed a ton of animals.
Yeah, that was fun. The George Washington one is the the first one he did. The second one I had to watch a couple times. It wasn't as good because they tried to do it again.
Yeah,
but the first one is gold.
Yeah.
If you ever a chance to get Neighbor Gatsby watch George Washington is phenomenal. So
have you seen these?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's electric. You'll love it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, give him some spins on the YouTube. It's good stuff.
It's full spins. All right,
I think I'm gonna have to say Snoop Dogg for me.
Oh, nice.
I did not see that coming. Why Snoop Dogg?
I don't know. He's such an awesome guy, and I think he would just do a good job at, I don't know, taking things not so seriously, being able to keep people calm if they were to,
There's a chance he murdered someone,
A chance, but that's not proven.
Like erased from his record.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I erased that from the podcast.
I mean, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Murder was a case that they gave him. For sure.
They said his bodyguard did it or something. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about this.
I don't know enough. It's not on my
back
headlines.
in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's before my time. Yeah.
Recent headlines.
I see. But I don't know. I just like the way he is. I like his flow, and I feel like it would just be a fun guy to communicate to communicate to the press, and the press to communicate with. It would just be a fun dynamic.
Ooh,
on
Snoop
each
Dogg
side.
could flirt on your behalf.
Ooh.
Oh,
Pre-pod convo.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would trust Snoop Dogg's
Oh,
responses
come on.
for my situations. I don't know.
My nizzle,
don't know if that's
I don't
the
know.
vibe
I
I'm
don't
trying to
say
give
that.
off.
I don't think I can say that.
It's happened. So
I know.
forgive him.
I know. I said that my girlfriend's kids. I said that the other day, and they just like wrenched their heads at me. Like what? I can't. I'm not saying it. I'm saying what Snoop Dogg would say.
Mm,
You know,
That's just how you should approach life.
right?
right.
WWSDS.
What's Snoop Dogg
What would Snoop Dogg say?
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I would choose him for my celebrity.
I want to see him flirt on your behalf.
Yeah.
I've said that, and it's my own bit, and I just want to see
You
it
know that
happen.
Snoop Dogg joke?
Which one?
What does Snoop Dogg use an umbrella for? For drizzle.
Oh my god.
That's my favorite. It's so dumb. But it's great.
Oh, wow.
We're off to a flyer here.
Take that one home in your pocket,
Yeah,
audience.
we do not apologize
In
for
a
that
rapper.
And a rapper.
one. Oh no! I thought Rob was gone.
Him, one of his descendants.
The kids are here.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right, Cam, you got a news headline?
I
you wanna-
do, and I wrote down a few things. So the other night I was hosting trivia at my spot. So shameless plug, I host trivia at Phoenix on 120th and Blondo on Monday nights, and at Kincaidor in Exarban on Wednesday nights.
No shame in that.
And while just for you guys, if you want to come by and see me,
Oh, not us.
not you guys.
Yeah.
You guys can't come.
Not invited.
Sounds good.
But I was watching the CMAs were on.
Okay.
Country Music Awards. And I'm not a country music guy, but they were on the screen. I kept catching it, and just kind of my interest in pop culture is just there, so I know what's going on. And then I noticed that I think the fad in country music this year was to have some sort of R&B / soulful tattooed faced person as a part of a country duet.
Like Jelly Roll.
So yeah, Jelly Roll and somebody did a duet. I'm not sure if, like, you know how the Grammys, they pair people together sometimes randomly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if these three tattooed faced artists also had actual singles with the people they performed with, but so it's like Jelly Roll and somebody,
Yeah.
and then you had Teddy Swims and I think Thomas Rhett performed together.
Mm.
Are these guys country artists? I know Jelly Roll kind of is.
That's the thing, they're kind of country, but they're R&B ish, and they're kind of poppy, but
Okay.
they're coming over to the countryside. But it seems as that's the trend. And like what's the other guy? Post Malone.
Yeah.
Post Malone was
yeah.
there with somebody, and I know he did a song with somebody
I think he put an album out.
Yeah.
Right? Country
where
album.
he's wearing a country hat and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it seemed like that was the trend this year, was tattoo faced dudes paired with traditional country artists,
Perfect.
whether it be whatever it is. So my question
Oh no.
is, what other odd pairings of musicians would you like to see together? Not necessarily country and
Oh.
R&B pop, but anything that comes to mind. Like if, go back to like Count Basie mixed with Eminem or something random like that. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, I think I would love to see like Kiss with like Beethoven.
Okay.
Something metal,
That'd be kind of epic.
That'd be
Heavy
rocking as hell.
with
Yeah.
Yeah.
a very classical, And there are, renditions of,
Yeah.
classical music pieces that are heavy
Pretty
rock and
badass.
stuff.
Yeah,
And yeah,
that'd be cool.
I don't know. I think it would be not, I don't know, conventional in any way, but what you guys were saying, pretty badass and pretty cool.
Wow, I went a completely different direction because I thought
Okay.
it'd just be hilarious if Chappell Roan and Frank Sinatra did stuff
Okay.
together.
Oh wow.
So I feel like they're the antithesis of each other.
Well, that's like Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett kind of
Yeah,
get together
but
in
they
the
get-
past few years.
They get along though.
But they get
It's kinda
along.
Weird.
Yeah. Oh, does
No, it's
Chappell
really
Roan not get
sweet.
along with Frank Sinatra? Even
Frank
though he passed
Sinatra's
away?
Yeah, I would wager to bet
Does
they
she have
probably
a,
won't.
do you have a vendetta against him? Like,
I
you know
don't
what?
know.
This one's not for Frank Sinatra every time she does a song.
You never know. He's like a womanizer. He was well known
Oh,
for doing that
okay,
stuff.
yeah,
And
okay.
Chappell Roan's
That
like a
makes more
very,
sense.
big advocate of, women independence and all this stuff. At least it's not my perception of it as a non Chappell Roan listener. I think it would be hilarious. I think they would, if they had like fight songs,
Mhm.
like
my
you ever seen a musical where like the two people are fighting and singing at the
Yeah.
same time? It's something like that, but
Yeah.
all the time. And they both have great voices.
It's like back and forth
Yeah.
punches, but
They can't
they're
even
their
be
words.
they can't even be on the same side of the stage at the same time. Like they're just screaming from the other side
Nice.
of the stage and we're just watching.
Can
Would
dig it.
they like have their own specific styles when they're singing, or would they try and would it be in one unified
It would be kind of
Chappell
cool
Roan
if they went
plus
like
Frank Sinatra
their own
vibe,
style. It would be cool if like the fights were like everything that Chappell Roan sang was like in the modern poppy-ish, and then he
Mhm.
like Frank Sinatra was big band
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
like, wham, like a
Yeah.
trumpet horn hits and he takes over. for a little bit. Yeah.
I really don't know how you could merge those two. Don't think it's possible. I don't think Frank Sinatra would sing "Hot to Go."
I'm sure you could get AI Frank Sinatra singing.
Yeah, but then
Go.
that's a crime against
so
Yeah, it is. It is. It
Yeah.
pop
is.
culture. But I think that would be hilarious and not at all good.
Not good for the eardrums.
No, but an enjoyable experience nonetheless.
Yeah. I think I would take some of my favorite music. Like, so I would take ABBA,
Oh,
Mhm.
all
okay.
4 ABBA members,
Yeah.
and then I would bring in Linkin Park. Because
Okay.
they, there's kind of there. I mean, I wouldn't say like Linkin Park's disco-ish, but there's some similarities in the synth of what Linkin Park does from time to time with their
Mhm.
synth boards and stuff to what disco kind of has. So I think there'd be a really nice crossover there with ABBA and Linkin Park, whether it be with Chester or now with this new chick, which I think she's pretty badass.
She's good.
but
Mm.
Yeah.
but that would be a fun time. Linkin Park ABBA.
It would make Mamma Mia much more enjoyable.
yeah.
Just like teenage angst
Yeah.
and who's my father.
Screaming
Which-
it. Yeah.
That kind of writes itself.
I mean,
Maybe-
it does.
Yeah, you don't know who your dad is.
I don't know. I'm gonna send that one up the ladder. I'm gonna call somebody.
Yeah, okay. you get
call
your
your
contacts
people,
on
yeah.
it.
All my people like, hey, can we get this going on?
Mamma Mia
Mashup.
3.
Keep us posted on how that goes.
Yeah.
Goodness. All right. This week, a duct tape banana was sold at an auction for $6.2 million. It was just a banana duct taped to something.
That's
Oh, so it was a full banana.
Whole
And
banana.
it was just duct taped to a thing.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
was. I saw
So I
one
was picturing
picture.
like a duct tape, like in the shape of a banana.
No, it is
Oh.
just literally a banana and one strip of duct tape holding it to something.
Okay.
And it looks like a slightly old banana. Not like gross yet, but doesn't
It-
matter.
It's getting there.
They age.
$6.2 million.
Holy crap.
The winning bidder said he plans to eat the banana as part of a unique artistic experience. And that's a quote.
Oh no.
So I want to know, what's the dumbest thing you've spent money on recently?
I was like, if somebody wants to pay me $6 million, I'll sell them a banana. If they want that experience, I will gladly
Yeah,
do that.
I'm like grinding 40 hours a week and people are just taping bananas to things and making $6
Right.
million.
Wow.
Yeah. So
It's
that's a big slap
artistic.
in the face.
It's artistic.
Um,
So what was the I'm sorry. What was the question?
what's the dumbest thing you spent money on recently?
Oh, okay. I do a lot of that.
Dumb
Like every
money.
time it's like, yeah, like, oh, I bought this, app for my Roku. Like,
Oh.
I spent $6 on dumber things. I always say that
You have
out
to
loud.
buy apps on Roku?
Well, like, it's a subscription.
Oh, subscriptions. Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Which is, I spent money on worse things,
Yeah.
and I don't recall what that could be at this very moment.
You want some time to stew it over?
But I do have something
Oh.
that my roommate spent money on that I think is really dumb.
I'm happy for you to call them out.
Yeah. So those underwear that have butt pads built into them?
No.
Yeah, I do.
They're like silicone pads that they have pockets on the butt of the underwear, and you slip these silicone pads in there so it looks like you have an ass. He
Okay.
bought a pair of those.
Oh, what?
Surprised you
I've
don't
never-
know about these.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
And he's so funny. He
Could
got
use
him,
them, apparently.
he got him the other day, and he's a bigger guy. It just goes from back to leg. It's just straight.
Oh,
There's no butt there, which I can commiserate. I don't have much one either.
Yeah.
But he was in his room, and he's like, "Cam, come here, check out my butt." From like down the hallway. I'm like, "No, what the hell's wrong with you?" So he's like, "No, dude." And then I realized because he told me about ordering them the other day. I was like, "Oh, he got the butt pad thing." So then I go back there and he's just like strutting in his jeans, looking at himself in the mirror, like, check that butt out. And I'm like, I don't really see it. Like, I haven't looked at your butt before, but I know you don't have one. It doesn't look like you have much more now. He's like, touch it. So then I like touched his butt, and it's definitely like just a squishy
pad
pad of whatever silicone or something. So and I was like, oh yeah, I've spent $40 on dumber things. Like, no, they were $8 on Etsy. $8 for underwear with butt pads in them.
He
Sounds
bought
about
underwear
right.
from Etsy.
I guess so.
That seems.
Or maybe it was Temu, whatever it was.
Oh,
It
better.
was one
Okay.
of the two. Either way, it was just fishy, sketchy stuff. So
I like that. It's only $8, I guess, and if it boosts his confidence, then good for
Right.
him.
yeah, he's like, I'm
Felt
wearing
good
these to
about
work
himself.
tomorrow.
I'm
like,
imagining
you
like
go, bro.
just 2 Pop-Tarts just stuck to his butt at all times. Oh, all right.
Yep.
Well, that's a valid answer, I'd say.
I can't think of something like super stupid that I've spent money on, but I have been talking myself out of not spending money on this super stupid thing that I kind of am still thinking about buying.
Do you want Cam and I to voice our opinion on this?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
So, Gosh, I wish it's a thing that I saw on the TikTok shop, which is like really I
Don't buy
don't
it.
do the TikTok shop. I don't do
Yeah.
that. But this thing is so funny. It's like this you know like those balls of things that you can throw at a wall and it like splats.
Like it makes a splat sound.
Like an
Yeah, and
egg,
it like kind of like flattens out. It's like rubber though. It's not. It
And-
doesn't like break.
and it
It's
holds
like
its shape. Does it stick?
yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's
does.
like the things you throw
yeah,
on ceilings.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like something like that, except it's in the shape of this like big ol' weird looking guy who's like got a really weird like pinball head with like a couple of teeth, and then his body is like super fat, and he just has like little flimsy arms. And when you throw him at something, he lands on it so funnily, like
Funnily.
He's like squishes down.
yeah, kind of, and he
Yeah.
can land in different kind of
I
like
think I've seen that guy.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
so funny, and I really kind of want one because I just know I would entertain myself
How
so
much is he?
much. $20.
$20.
I know, and I was like,
You know, you could buy-
I shouldn't. I
You
shouldn't.
buy the butt pads thing and have 2 of them to throw around.
Oh,
but that
Butt
doesn't have
pad
the same
underwear.
kind of
It
splat
doesn't have the same
effect,
thing, but
you
it's
know?
probably pretty fun to
Throw it hard.
I bet it
around.
would be fun. Yeah,
Throw
yeah.
butt pads against
You're
the
right.
wall.
how long is it? It's so it's sticky.
I think so.
It
Yeah,
sticks to things.
I
Well, you
think.
throw it against the wall, it sticks there. How long do you think it'd be sticky?
not too long.
If it gives you a week of entertainment, sure.
Worth $20?
Yeah, sure.
I think it might, and I think
But
it
then
might be
you'll
like a
never
little
touch it
funny
again.
that I just like bring with me sometimes, and just like
In what social circles would you be able to break this out? Like, guys, check this out.
Hey,
And you
guys.
just throw.
I work with some pretty weird people, so it definitely work.
Okay.
Not weird, but they expect these kind of things from me, I think. So it wouldn't be that out of pocket.
What else have you done?
Nothing. I just am a little jokester, a little silly goose there, you know? So they would just
Of course. I'm sorry. I
I'm
should
the
have seen that.
personality hire.
As the manager.
Yeah.
The manager's a
Might be the
personality hire.
personality hire.
What a business model.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
working out so far. I
Boost
don't
the
know.
confidence.
I like it. I like it. I spent $165 at an auction buying a cat care package and
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
cats.
Yeah.
You don't have a
It was
cat.
for my girlfriend.
Okay.
And it's
What's in
still
the
pretty
cat care package?
oh, like a bunch of stuff, like livers, like chicken livers, full chicken livers,
Oh.
a bunch of some other weird snacks. There's a couple costumes, like
Oh.
cat crowns. There's a cat golfer costume.
Nice.
There's a painting of like a magazine cover that's like Cat Vogue. It's atrocious. It's horrible.
Are they like toy, like little like balls?
There's some
catnipy
toys.
mouse
There's,
things
yeah,
and
there's
stuff?
like one of
Okay.
those spinning cat pyramids. I don't know what they
Oh.
are. There's a scratch bar in there,
Yeah.
or whatever they are. And again, I don't like cats, but it's early in the relationship, and I wanted to impress. So
Like, I'll drop $165.
it was for a good cause.
Yeah.
It was an auction, charity auction. But I went up to get it, and I thought it was gonna be like 6 things, like nice little small. Discreet package. They gave me a giant rainbow IKEA bag that was still overflowing with all this cat stuff that I had to walk around in a suit and tie
Oh, that's awesome.
across this gala.
It was a pretty awesome site.
Yeah, I got roasted by my family,
I bet.
honestly. Yeah, because we're not cat people. But
No,
the things you do for early love, I guess.
I suppose.
I guess, but
fantastic.
I regret it. Apparently, the cat throws up the liver too. She has 2 cats, and one of them just like swallows the liver whole. They're like
Cats
they're like 3 inches long.
are notorious pukers. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah, that's true.
doesn't chew it, just swallows it and throws it up on repeat. And I feel pretty like that's a useless gift. I feel like I shouldn't have done that.
I mean, if does he eat it after he, after he spits it
Mm.
up?
I certainly hope not, but I could see it.
That's probably what they do.
I see him just
I was
keep
gonna say,
trying
yeah.
to eat the same thing and throwing it up
They
over and
keep
over.
smelling. Oh, it still smells good.
And so I told my girlfriend to cut it off. She's like, yeah, I will, and just doesn't. So
Nah.
cat
Throws
continues
a
to throw
whole
up.
liver on the floor. Go
Yeah.
at it, kitty.
The other cat apparently, eats it a little bit at a time, like an intelligent being. But yeah, one cat, not about
Not
it.
so
Hit or
much.
Yeah. So I think that was a pretty stupid purchase.
Nice.
To be fair,
Yeah.
our sister spent like $700 on a leather jacket at that same.
That's allegedly
auction.
Italian, though.
That's allegedly Italian.
Yeah, that
That's
was
a cool jacket.
It is
was
a cool.
just a little
Is it
pricey.
$700 cool? I was surprised that she bought it. Yeah.
I know. We like walked past it and made fun of it at first,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden she was like, "Oh yeah, I actually bid on that." I was like,
And
"What?"
won.
And then yeah, she ended up winning because I don't think anybody else bid against her.
No,
great.
it started at like $500 or
Oh,
something.
did it? Okay.
You guys inspired me. I think at the top of the month, I'm going to go out and buy something really stupid, somewhere in the $150 range.
I
Just something I don't even know what it is.
I don't want to be held responsible for.
I'm blaming you.
Scared,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
scared for what this might.
I don't know what it's.
entail,
I'll bring it into one of the episodes that we record here in the near future,
Okay.
and just be like, this is that dumbass thing I bought.
If I get the weird this weird guy, squishy guy, I'll bring him in.
I'm imagining Cam's purchase is going to be a giant version, a life-size version of your little squishy guy.
Oh my God.
That's the only thing you can see on the
Or
camera.
it's like a giant cutout of me. It's like a life-size me.
No, that's a perfect
Just for no
use.
reason. Why would I have that?
Yeah, $150 seems steep, but I think that's a
feel like-
lifetime purchase.
Your face on like a fleece blanket would be hilarious.
Oh
For
yeah.
some reason.
I had some friends that put their like faces all over shirts, like a
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirt, and just put their own faces on it.
Ooh, there's
pretty
like this really niche area of TikTok where people make rugs out of objects.
Mm.
I think getting your face and beard on like a mini rug,
Oh, that'd be cool.
that'd be pretty cool.
Like having like this be the what's that kind of rug?
Like the shaggy
the
rug.
shag.
Kind of?
Oh,
yeah.
the bottom
part,
shag.
and
Be
this
like,
is just
yeah.
like the Berber.
Like
3D.
carpet.
Yeah. I get down with that.
All right. I'll take a look at $150 things.
Please let me know. Yeah, send me some ideas. I need to find out how to blow my money because I'm really good at saving it. Apparently. My next story. So this one is we go to Canada for this one.
Oh,
Canada
up north.
up north.
I don't know what that actually
There
is.
is a statue that was recently installed in a Canadian town. And the town is called Cheadle. It's right outside of Calgary.
Like Don?
It's spelled the same
Way?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's a Cheeto statue. And all of it is like 2 fingers and a thumb, like sticking out of the ground, holding a Cheeto. But then like the tops of the fingers are orange and the Cheeto itself is orange.
That's
it's
kind
just
of
a
beautiful.
Ridiculous statue. A Cheeto statue in Cheadle, Canada.
Yeah.
Kind of I get where they're going with
Good
that.
for them.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, you know what? There's a bunch of random statues and art and stuff like that in Omaha and Council Bluffs too, like the bridge on 24th Street as you're on the interstate.
Oh,
Looks
that
like 2
ugly
pirate
thing.
ships or whatever.
Yeah.
There's lots of random things like that in our area. I was thinking, what weird thing would you want to have a statue of somewhere in Omaha? It doesn't necessarily have to be something that rhymes with Omaha, like the Cheeto thing, but just something weird and random that would
Does anything
make a news story for some reason.
Does anything rhyme with Omaha?
I was thinking like Aloha, just be a giant lay or something, but
Doesn't really fit, does it?
it doesn't.
I am personally not a fan of the giant O statues that already exist.
They keep moving around.
They do.
Or those guys that
Who
are
does that?
with legs. You've seen those?
What?
It's just like it looks like a person from the Game of Life,
Oh,
but this big,
the
like
little-
a life size, and then they're just painted differently. And
Oh, yeah,
sometimes
I've
they're
seen
sitting
those,
down, their
yeah.
legs like chopped off at the knee, and their feet are touching the ground.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then their legs are sitting this way. There's a bunch
Oh
of
yeah.
those around
There's like
town,
there's
too.
no.
Like, what the
Yeah.
hell are those about?
What do we do?
I'm sure there's a purpose. There's probably a good like charity or something that they're put there for, or donated by, or whatever it might be. But
I want to know if there's anything we're like known for.
other than those O's, oh, you mean like what Omaha's known for?
Yeah, like I kind of want to put like a giant cow up, but I don't want to offend
Right.
some
Or, like,
cultures.
Carhenge is out in Western.
Carhenge
That's
is
a
a
lion.
pretty fun one.
Yeah, we just co-op that.
Yeah. Or like what's the sandwich that we claim we made here? The Reuben.
Ooh,
Is that made in Omaha?
just a
Claimed-
horseradish.
It's like there's three cities in the nation that have claimed to be the birthplace of the Reuben.
I
And
would.
Omaha
ooh,
stands strong on it.
okay, I got
See.
you. You know the bean in Chicago?
Yes.
That, but a runza.
Oh, just a big
Like the
silver shimmery runza.
Yeah,
perfect.
and then there's like little things spilling out of it.
What if it's a ramekin, a silver ramekin, but it's full of actual ranch, runs a ranch.
Oh,
You swim in it.
I
Would
feel
you
I
go
like
would
swimming
maybe-
in Rubs or
I
Rubs
would
Ranch?
absolutely
What's a ramekin?
swim.
Or the
It's like
cup.
those little silver cups
Oh.
that sauces come in.
Oh, the fancy ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Okay,
cup,
cool.
not the plastic ones, but like a big silver one.
They don't have to be fancy.
Or just like
They
a
can be
like a
plastic.
fountain of ranch.
Ooh, Fountain of Ranch
Runs a ranch.
in a big silver fountain.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay, I can get
Now we're
behind that.
getting it.
That sounds great.
We're getting closer. This
Yeah.
is the group
Put that
answer.
down at Heartland of America Park.
That fits. Darn tootin', that fits. Hope, you have any statues?
I feel like it would. I don't know. Maybe it would be crazy. My immediate thought was trying to have statues that wouldn't necessarily make sense to us, but would be us trying to welcome aliens.
Like monoliths and that
Yeah,
stuff?
kind of. Like how would we let them know that you can come to Omaha?
You're welcome here.
You're welcome here.
Right.
You know?
We come in. We're here in peace.
Yeah.
We're already here.
So I'm trying to
Hopefully
think
you
of
can
like
come in peace
what
too.
that would be.
like a giant target. Like you put it on the
Yeah,
zoo dome or something.
be like chromatic and like
Don't shoot here.
Yeah.
It's not in here.
And then it says Iowa sucks right below it. Or something. Sorry.
I feel like my immediate thought would it would just be like these really abstract, weird shapes, like blobs of, but they're chromatic and big throughout Omaha.
Are they 3-dimensional?
But they're also they're 3-dimensional.
Okay, sorry,
They're like
stupid
it's
question.
like obviously
Culture.
it's like the bean except like misshapen.
The beat. Okay.
Have you seen The Substance? It's a new movie that just came out with Demi Moore in it.
No.
Okay,
What's the premise?
it's okay. It's a lot goes on in there, but essentially, she at some point, her body
become younger?
starts morphing.
Yeah. Something like
Kind
that.
Benjamin
of.
Button?
She takes a substance to
Oh.
double her body or double herself. And it's not like an exact clone, but it's like your chance at
This is like the clone
a better
season.
life again.
Big clone guys.
So like she was like a fitness instructor and she was getting fired from her job because she was getting too old and not as beautiful, quote unquote, which isn't true by any means, but so she like took the substance where it like cloned her into a younger person, but there's all these rules and the younger person started like feeding off of her kind of, but I don't want to go too far into it, but Demi Moore's character starts like misshape, her body starts like she's like a big blob eventually. I don't know how to explain that, but it's very grotesque and it's a phenomenal movie.
So you would put a
but-
misshapen blob statue of Demi Moore somewhere.
not necessarily of Demi Moore.
I'd
But
go check it out.
If you are listening to
least
this
once.
podcast and you know the blob looking Demi Moore that I'm talking about, think of like that kind of, except not a person, just like those kind of crazy little blob like shapes that are monochromatic, but they're also in a pattern, like from like a bird's eye view,
Yeah.
so that the aliens obviously above us
Naturally.
are like, yes, I understand, and then they
So it's in the
invade.
alien language.
somehow
Which we
yeah.
don't know. But
Yeah, but it makes sense to them.
You don't know.
You
Oh.
know.
I don't know, but you don't know
confidential.
that there's
Okay.
not somebody who doesn't know.
I bet somebody
Who
claims
does
to
know? What? Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Like
yeah.
I'm sure
Let's
there's
put them in charge.
I'm sure somebody's working in the government somewhere that's like, yeah, this is my job.
Okay. So
Alien communication.
we got a giant runza. We got alien blobs.
Mhm.
Are you sticking with your ranch fountain or what are we doing?
No, that was my.
Oh, you were
I was
adding on.
Adding on to yours,
Ooh,
but
okay.
I would put a statue of yogurt from Star Wars or Spaceballs. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Spaceballs. Just to have a giant yogurt, just for fun,
because?
for no reason. Like there's no tie for Mel Brooks or anything
nothing.
to Omaha in any way. Like, why did you put a statue of yogurt from Spaceballs in Omaha? Like, we just thought it'd be cool. And then every year we have a film festival where we watch Spaceballs.
I'm worried that would take over. Like we'd have Pizza the Hut statues before. too
So
long.
great.
I don't know.
Or barf. Well, I'd love to have a barf statue somewhere.
the Schwartz or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The
I like
land
it.
of Spaceballs over here.
Omaha,
Good.
Nebraska.
Trying to get it going. Trying to get it going.
We need to be known for something
Yep.
besides a zoo. All right. A few weeks ago, it was announced that the International Space Station, is deteriorating. It is said that some of the windows have cracks and there's holes in some of the robotic arms that are used on the space station.
Oh no.
In an unrelated social media clip, a woman says she asked potential suitors if they would like to go to space and claims that if they answer yes, it's a sign that they're a narcissist. So I'm just prefacing, we're going to offend some people here. What is an activity people do that you think indicates that they are a narcissist besides host a podcast?
Besides that, yeah. I had a buddy once, and it was so funny to watch him because he would, like, we'd be at a party
Mhm.
and hanging out, everybody's just standing around, chit chatting, doing a regular party thing, and then there'd be a mirror on the wall, and he would just constantly like
You do the
start
you're so
checking
vain.
himself out. And then after a while, he'd be like starting to say stuff, but he like only would be looking at the mirror, but talking to people in the party. He's like, "Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that crazy?" Like how he looks drinking his beer and just making sure that he looks cool at all times, even though it's so weird. Like that's definitely.
Does he happen to be chronically single?
No, he's recently married,
Oh,
happy
wow.
as hell. So good for him.
Good for him.
But it was just a really funny thing that we would all notice and make fun of him about behind his back.
Not to him.
Well, we'd also be like, dude, hey, you're doing it again,
He can
right?
see
So
you
we would
behind his back in the
we
mirror,
could-
you know.
yeah, right. He doesn't care as long as he looks good drinking his beer, and saying what he's saying at
Just
the mirror.
his finger guns.
Yeah, all the time, he's just posing, doing things.
Wow. Is
Yeah.
that just like a drunk behavior, or does he do that just regardless?
I never really saw him near a mirror when he wasn't having a
little
party
couple-
or drinking or anything.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was just that's what he does when he was drinking, but
Okay.
definitely narcissistic behavior.
Yeah, that
for
is
sure.
textbook. Staring at yourself in a
textbook.
mirror in a social setting.
Social setting. Yeah.
It's a little
Perhaps.
strange.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope says though, pretty people got to look at themselves.
I
That's
knew you
true,
were gonna
man.
say that.
Yeah.
I
I
knew
mean, I
you were
get
gonna
that.
say it.
Hope would look in windows for her
This
reflection
was
when we're
one
eating dinner.
time. This was one time. Okay. I think
You
everybody
do it
does
more
it.
than
I
that.
think everybody does it. But it wasn't like I wasn't engaging in conversation while I was doing this. We were at a dinner and I was like, how old was I? I don't know.
We
like
were definitely engaging in
7?
conversation.
I wasn't engaging in the
I know you
conversation.
weren't.
I
There was
wasn't like,
conversation happening.
for sure. But
You were just too
I
preoccupied.
yes.
Yeah.
I live in my own world sometimes. I always have. But
Fair enough.
I apparently was just making sure I looked okay in the mirror because I was like dressed all fancy. I was a little kid and I felt all fancy. We were at this really nice restaurant and we were like on the rooftop of it and I felt all fancy. So yeah, I was looking at myself in the mirror.
What
Yeah.
about
and
it?
in the window. And then I get called out for it and I go, pretty people gotta look at themselves.
Without missing a beat.
Without
Wow.
missing, I don't know where it came
Nice.
from.
She wasn't embarrassed. She went right back to looking at herself.
That's great.
Mhm.
Good for you.
It was good for her. But I'm a little guilty of it. Like Teams meetings or like Zoom meetings.
No,
that's
of course.
so bad.
I'll peek
yeah.
myself in the bottom corner
Yeah.
and be like,
I'm not
what's going
peeking.
on
I'm
here?
staring.
I'm staring at myself.
Yeah,
all
I'm
the
talking to
time. Yeah.
myself.
Good to know. I'm gonna start pulling hijinks on Teams meetings to see who's paying attention.
Just in the background, like sock puppet pops up. Like, nobody knows that
Yeah.
sock puppet for like 20 minutes.
Or there's like, have you seen those super intricate bits people do? Like they'll record a background of like them delivering themselves tea,
Oh yeah.
and so like this guy like reaches off camera and his himself just gives him tea and then walks out of the room. I want to see if I could pull that off. and
That'd be
anyone
fun.
would
That'd be
notice.
great.
But it'd be kind of sad if no one noticed. Like I go for like 2 months doing that and no one says anything. But
This guy just loves tea.
or they have noticed and don't say anything, which is even worse.
like I don't know how to question this.
Yeah. All right. So what's your narcissistic activity?
For some reason, without
Wait, does that have to be
Without-
our narcissist?
No,
Okay.
no,
Like
just,
what we think it
your
would be.
example.
Okay.
I don't without any explanation. I can't give an explanation on why I think this is a narcissistic activity. But my immediate thought was pickleball. I feel like if you play pickleball,
I just played
you're
pickleball
probably
yesterday.
Well, maybe I can like elaborate on it. Like since it's a fad,
It
like
is a
jumping in
fad.
on fads
Yeah,
is very
yeah, yeah,
narcissistic
yeah,
because
yeah.
you want to be a part of that fad.
You
That's what I'm
FOMO.
going with. That's
That's
got to be the explanation.
Might be it.
That might be it
Just a guess.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Look, I'm not saying I'm not a narcissist, but
least you can
I
say
did
that.
play pickleball yesterday and it felt non-narcissistic.
That's good. I'm
So-
glad that felt like that for you.
Ouch, okay.
But you're also like a tennis guy, so it's like the next thing. Right?
Yeah, that's
I just-
inherent narcissism as well.
Right,
Tennis,
tennis for sure.
when I think of the
Speaking of-
demographic that
tennis drinks. Sorry.
tennis,
I didn't bring it up so you guys would drink. I just was trying to make a point.
I said it again, so I'd have to drink again.
trying to make a point.
I don't mean to be offensive, but when I think of the demographic that plays pickleball, I think of
Over
relatively
Karens.
privileged white,
Mm.
People.
50, semi-retired.
And unfortunately, a lot of people in those positions are a little narcissistic.
Not to offend anybody.
Not to offend anyone. Take
How
it
do you
as you
think they
will.
got to that
Take what
position?
Yeah.
resonates and
Yeah,
leave what
yeah.
doesn't, as my TikTok tarot reader says.
What did you just say?
Take what resonates and leave what doesn't.
No, not that part.
TikTok
My
tarot reader.
TikTok tarot reader.
Explain yourself. What
Yeah.
is that?
Well, okay.
You know,
well,
Narcissistic
there's-
behavior. You have a TikTok tarot reader.
how is it narcissistic?
I don't know, but it sounds
I'm trusting
ridiculous.
somebody else completely that they know what my life is like. and
That's a different problem.
probably, but it's not narcissistic.
How does this work? Do you
That's
just like
the thing you
No, I
spend
just
money
okay,
on, right?
okay. No, I don't spend money on
Tarot.
it.
Oh, you
and
don't?
So
Okay. That's good.
it's and I can't really call her my TikTok.
is it
tarot
one where it's
reader.
like you
just
were
like,
destined to see this?
well, kind of like no hashtags, like it just pops up on your algorithm, on your For You page.
I gotta
Um,
look that up.
but I don't
That's our
know, like
next
this
episode.
person specifically, I think I like one of her videos like came across my page and like I just like I don't know, I do kind of believe in like the tarot astrology kind of stuff. I think there's something to be said about it. So I was like, sure, let me listen to this. And then it like hit way too close to home with stuff that was like going on with my life. So I was like, interesting. And then
Also, it's not even a video that like you're interacting with.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
they made a TikTok video and you're
and put
like
it out there.
buying
Yeah,
into
they
what
did a
they're
reading.
doing.
Yeah, they did a reading on their own because the spirits called them or whatever.
Oh man.
And they feel like
somehow-
they have a message for somebody
And it could
out
be you.
there, and it could be you, and
Yeah.
it could be multiple people who are,
Uh-huh.
going through similar things.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just I don't know how to explain this very well without it sounding stupid and frou-frou. But I don't know. When I first saw her video, I didn't interact with it, and I didn't like it. I didn't comment. I didn't follow her. I didn't do anything. And then like she kept popping up on my For You page, and every single video would be like so in tune with what was happening in my life at that current moment. And I was like, wow, this is just crazy. And so I still to this day have not followed her. I'll like some of the videos, but like, and that probably messes with the algorithm for sure. But it's just, I don't know. I think
That's how it's narcissistic, because it has nothing to do with you at all. But for some reason, you found a way to insert yourself into her tarot reading.
that's what she's doing
we're
it for. Though. I'm not inserting myself. That's
Well,
what
you're
she's
you're finding how it
doing
relates
for.
to you. Because like, oh, I relate to that. Whatever. That
She's
is,
literally
right?
saying, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. That's
Right.
what she's
That's
asking us to do.
That's the narcissistic thing.
That's what she's asking
Finding
us to
yourself
do.
in this random stuff that she's saying.
We're trying to make
is
a
it
leap here.
narcissistic?
I'm making a
Is it narcissistic to like, I don't know, when you like religious people read the Bible for advice and stuff like that, for guidance and help and
Yeah,
aid?
depends
Is
on
that
which ones.
narcissistic?
totally.
Okay.
You heard it here.
Just one man's opinion, though.
Just one
Does not
man.
reflect the views of
No,
everyone on the
no.
podcast.
I would say the other narcissistic activity though is like modeling.
Yes, modeling. I
What
can get
the
behind you
hell?
on that one. That's
I'm just
definitely
trying to change.
narcissistic.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
But I also used to model, so I'm throwing
There you
myself under the bus there. But it's like pickleballing in you.
Oh, thanks. I didn't self-diagnose myself.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Is there a test online you can take to find out if you're
I'm sure
narcissistic?
there is.
am I a
sure there is, yeah.
narcissist.com?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
It's got to be the research.
And it's like,
It's
if you
probably
really
like,
want to
yes.
know, does that mean you're a narcissist?
fact
Like
that you're
just
taking
going
a
there,
quiz,
yeah,
yeah.
just doing it, yeah.
I typed in, yep. There's a lot of narcissist tests, narcissistic testing. So yeah, you can take that.
There you go.
Or I just type in
You
narcissist
should
test.
find out if we're narcissists.
Yep, my targeted ads are gonna be crazy. I don't like, and this is just obvious. I feel like this is an obvious one. I have two. First one is LinkedIn influencers. Like the people who,
There's influencers on LinkedIn.
yeah, it's just horrible. It's atrocious. The content's terrible. It's just in your face all the time. Like I'm trying to browse jobs and someone's yelling at me about these.
Are
things.
you trying to browse jobs, Grayson?
I said it once. Just looking around,
Yeah,
seeing the market out
Yeah,
there, seeing
see
if I'm
what's
getting
happening.
paid right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's fair.
Yeah, and then someone's like, "I bought a house recently. Here's the 3 things I learned about marketing from buying a house." And I'm like, "Go delete your account in a
Yeah.
nice way." I guess. But that actually plays well into my other one. People who buy houses and then rent them out a lot. I
Mm.
get some people do it for good things. Like people can't buy houses, so but they can live in them with rent. You know.
Oh,
Stuff
not like
like
an Airbnb thing.
No, I'm talking like people who like buy residential
Flippers.
areas and then
Like landlord.
yeah, like just own a bunch of properties and then try to rent it out to a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems wrong to me. I don't know. I don't know. It probably is more good than bad because, like, again, people can live in houses without having to, pay a down payment or a mortgage or all this stuff. But it just feels off, especially because those people are often also influencers on social media. Some sort of being like, I bought my 7th property today,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm saving up.
They bought that
For
book from whatever that
down
real
payment.
estate mogul was.
Oh my
and
God.
They figured it out.
People who post about reading, not like people who read for enjoyment, I get this, but people who post about reading as like a
Oh,
business
yeah.
flex,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get stuck here. We're gonna spend this whole
Yeah.
episode talking about LinkedIn narcissists.
Oh, what about those people that post on Facebook and they're like, "Oh, time to clean out my friends list. If you don't read this
Oh
post
my
and then
God.
like it, then you're gone."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Narcissistic, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
up there.
crazy.
I hope I am now no longer friends with anyone.
I thought about doing that today, but then I thought about it again. I was like, "No, that's stupid. I'll just let the market naturally sort itself out."
Thought about
For a
doing that.
second, though, I was like, "You know what? Get out of here if you don't want to talk to me."
Oh, you were gonna repost something.
I was gonna post that, like, "Hey guys, just gonna delete you if you don't comment or like on this thing.
Why were you gonna do that?
Just to clean up house.
Clean house?
Yeah.
You can't just go through and be like, I don't like this person anymore.
Well, it's not basically that. I've had a weird life situation in the past couple months.
That's
So there's
absolutely
like
true.
some things going on. And I'm like, oh, I haven't heard from a lot of my friends recently. Friends. So I'm trying to
yeah.
figure out what side they're on or if they even have having to do with me. And
Cut
at
them
the
all.
end of the day, I really don't care because I'm fine. I love my world being so much smaller now. It's
Mhm.
great. But it's also like, I wonder why they haven't just like shot me a text like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean?
There's
Right.
a lot of picking sides
Right.
and all that.
It's possibly true, but
you gotta
that's what I was like, oh, maybe I'll do one of those posts. And I was like, oh, that's fucking stupid. I'm not doing that. That is so dumb and like also crying for attention in some ways. I'm like, not doing that.
Yeah.
Let
It's just like, do you hate
nature
me?
sort itself out. Yeah. It's like,
Crying
I
eye
had that
emoji
moment like, I'm going to Taco Bell and I'm going to post the post out there.
from the drive-through.
No, I went inside. I go inside. I like to use the kiosk like I work there.
Oh, okay.
Is that every restaurant or just Taco Bell?
Every Taco Bell does. They have the
I
big
know,
things
but
now.
do you like doing that at McDonald's as well?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a big go inside guy.
I'm a big go inside guy. Right now, my window doesn't roll down on my driver's side.
No.
So drive-throughs aren't fun.
That will affect you open the door every time.
So I like really love going to businesses when they're open instead of through the drive-through when the indoors
That's
are
fair.
closed. It's
Right.
fair, so
Special breed.
finally, I shared something about myself today. I've been just plugging on my buddies recently.
Yeah, there you go.
Butt-
Finally.
Butt pads and mirror guys.
Butt pads and mirror guy.
Those are my dudes.
Up next on the CW.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Of course it would be. I'm a narcissist.
Okay.
So I know last week we talked about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight,
Yeah, a little
which we
bit.
hadn't seen it yet. We didn't know what was going on with it, and it wasn't over when we recorded.
Hadn't even
Apparently, it
started.
was later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got home after the show, and it was just starting. I'm like, oh, cool, let's watch this. And then we watched it, and everybody was. I luckily was of the people that were able to watch the fight. Very pixelated, but that was the whole thing. Was
Netflix
like
dropped the ball.
there were 65 million users on Netflix, and it overloaded the situation. So a lot of people just got buffering for an hour, and then they saw the last 2 seconds of the fight.
Yeah.
I was luckily enough to watch the whole fight, all pixelated and shitty. But there's a guy. Now I take you down to Florida. We were in Canada. Now we're going to Florida.
Oh, okay, perfect. Florida man.
Florida man. He is now suing Netflix because the fight was unwatchable, and he wants some sort of reimbursement for this fight. I'm not sure what monetary value he's looking for. The story didn't say, but he's suing Netflix because he feels like he's owed something. Which, I mean, what's a Netflix subscription? Like $15 a month. If you have
stupid
Something
now.
like that. Yeah.
so like give this guy $15, tell him to go.
Yeah,
go to hell.
Right.
Netflix has that.
Netflix definitely has it. But then I was like, ooh, what if you wanted to file a frivolous lawsuit, what would it be? And or what's your favorite frivolous lawsuit you've ever heard of? It's like a choose your own adventure question.
And or
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the hot coffee McDonald's one.
Right.
Actually,
Oh.
apparently there's some valid reasons behind that. Actually,
It didn't say hot on the lid or something like that.
it was also a literal unsafe temperature for consumption, I think, when they got it.
Yeah.
But all of us know it is like you went and got coffee from McDonald's and now you're suing them about
Like, you don't think coffee's hot?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
it. So I think there is something there. I don't know enough. I still am on the side of like, why are you suing McDonald's over buying a coffee and spilling it on yourself? But
That's definitely one of the most.
she actually got
famous
burns. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was doing training at Scooters, in the training modules, they referenced that incident in that lawsuit and like how to, properly temperature check your coffee and stuff like that.
Seinfeld made an episode.
It's really
about it.
important. Yeah.
Yeah. Kramer spilled hot coffee on himself and then tried to sue.
Was this in the wake of the?
I would
about the same
imagine.
time.
Probably had to be right there in that same time. And then he put some Tiger Balm on the wound and it cleaned it up, so there was no proof that he actually got burned on his leg. So then the lawsuit was thrown out.
Classic hijinks.
Classic Kramer just messing it up. He could have won millions of dollars, but
okay. A couple weeks ago, I had Hamburger Helper Crunchy Taco, and it was atrocious. It was horrible.
I'm sorry. What do you?
that
Crunchy
user
ta-
error.
No,
Crunchy
it's just
Taco?
bad. Yeah, it's a type of Hamburger Helper. You know those boxes? Have you
Yeah.
ever had Hamburger Helper?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was pasta.
Yeah.
There's tons of them.
Oh, okay.
Many varieties.
There's tons of stuff, and the Crunchy Taco one is sponsored by like the people who make chips, I guess. It's
The people who make
some
chips.
people who make chips. It's atrocious. It's
no.
so bad, and I want to sue. I want my 98 cents back.
I say we sue him and make him be sponsors of this podcast.
Yeah,
Question mark. Today brought to you by the people who make chips.
Because they're forced to.
Thank you for the people who make chips.
It is actually. I'm gonna look this up. Tortilla chip brand.
Okay.
Tostitos?
No, they're too cool to do that.
Yeah, they wouldn't mess with Hamburger Helper.
No, it's gosh, what is it? I'll find out.
Okay.
I'll do some
You do
research
some
while we're
research.
answering.
Yeah.
And, yeah. But it was so bad, and
You thought about suing.
I would
them.
like my 98 cents back.
It's 98 cents for a box of Hamburger Helper now?
Oh, something like that.
Wow. I haven't looked
It's
at
up.
the
It
Hamburger
might be
Helper
north of
in a while.
$1.
Okay. Just barely north. So it's like, oh, I could buy 4 packets of ramen or
One
hamburger helper. But then you gotta also have the hamburger.
I mean,
Which
that's
is
like what
bad.
Kraft mac and cheese is at. I feel like a box of Kraft is like $1 something cents.
$1.68 according to this Walmart website.
All right.
Mm.
That's north of $1.
Who is this?
That's crazy.
I'm gonna find this.
Okay. Crunchy taco hamburger helper.
Something Old El Paso.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh,
It's
El
a-
Paso.
Full joint, and it's atrocious. Don't ever buy it. But I will advocate for it in the coming weeks if my lawsuit goes through.
Now, did you follow the instructions? Like, I imagine the chips go on at the end, right? Like,
Yeah, I
you know,
didn't
stir them in and let them boil.
I didn't put them in while I was,
browning
browning the meat.
They're just there to
Put 'em
soak
at
the
the
grease
end.
up.
Yeah, it wasn't the chips were the highlight, which is the problem.
Oh, it was the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm not blaming Old El Paso.
Gotcha.
I'm blaming the hamburger helper people.
Okay.
That little glove,
A little
with 3
glove.
fingers. Watch yourself. You're
Yeah.
gonna have 2 fingers before too long. Unless I get my 98 cents or $1.23 or whatever. it is. So that's what I'm doing.
Do it. Do it up.
I don't remember. I don't know if this is like an actual lawsuit, but it's something that could be, I think, that's recent. The Wicked, Mattel
Oh, yeah.
released these dolls for the new Wicked movie,
Mhm.
and the website on the box led to a porn site.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
so
not
instead of
the-
wickedmovie.com, it was wicked.com.
And
Yeah.
that is a porn site.
Wicked is a porn producer and
Adult
distributor.
film.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Adult
what we're
film
supposed to
site.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
erotic entertainment.
Yes.
I don't know if we're getting better or worse.
Yeah.
Porn.
But that's kind of hilarious. Just because.
But I'm sure there's a lot of pissed off moms out there.
Oh,
that are like,
exactly.
"Oh,
Yeah, I
dude."
bet there's somebody who probably
Yeah.
is trying to sue because
Oh,
of
there
it
gotta be.
because their kid was exposed to
Mhm.
some craziness, and that's wild. Mattel, this huge toy company who
Yeah.
has been printing and producing dolls for
Yeah.
decades.
Eons.
Eons.
But then it's almost like, do you wonder if they just let that one go as semi-harmless, right?
Right.
Mistake.
Maybe wicked.com
That
paid
just to get the more movie out there, more press for the movie.
Oh, I see. I
You
see.
know.
them.
Yeah.
Chaos. Yeah,
Right.
chaos
Right.
'Cause, I
marketing.
mean, how many times if you're a kid, you're looking at a box and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to that website. Like, I don't think that happens too often. Maybe it does nowadays with kids these days, but
No, we used to have it on like the back of cereal boxes. I never went to those websites.
No?
Like Lucky Charms would always have like some game or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, might as well just draw it on the box and call it
Yeah.
a day.
Granted, I didn't have like a phone or I wasn't an iPad.
Right.
kid,
That's
so
the
these
thing. I
kids
didn't get a
had that-
phone until I was
yeah,
19, and that was just a flip phone. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what these kids are doing nowadays.
You never know.
Apparently visiting Mattel websites.
Visiting websites that are on the boxes of things they get.
Downwards. Is that your favorite? Or what?
I don't know.
Is
That's
it
all I
even
can
a
think of right
lawsuit?
now. Yeah.
Do you have one you want to file?
I was trying to think of if something's made me angry. I can't think of anything that's.
I was
made me
thinking that,
truly,
like, ooh,
like-
traffic is the only thing that really pisses me
Right.
off on a daily basis. But we've been there before. I don't have to go down that road.
Who would you
Ah.
sue? City planner? Okay. Stay in your lane, everyone.
No, it's not like the roads themselves. I'm glad the roads are getting fixed. It's just they're all at once, and it's like there's no good way to travel.
Yeah.
But it's mostly people on the other people besides me. If I
Mm.
could just be the only one on the road, it'd be fine.
You'd be okay.
Everybody else gets in my way, and that's the problem.
Sue every single
Sue
person.
everybody. Like,
Yeah.
I'm taking down license plates.
So you guys don't have answers to
If I
Cam's
can
question?
sue my
Well, I was
downstairs
gonna talk
neighbor
about the
for
coffee
taking
one,
my
but no.
parking spot, I'll do that.
Oh, there you go.
Is it a assigned parking spot?
Not necessarily.
But
Well,
everyone
so-
knows it's
But you
yours.
park
Well-
there all the time.
well,
so you know it's yours.
Basic. Well, so yeah. So I live in a house and we have a driveway, and the driveway, my landlord says can fit 4 cars without blocking each other, and that is literally not true. There's no way. Me and my upstairs neighbor, I live upstairs, but like me and my upstairs neighbor, we were like, yeah, we're not gonna one of us is going to have to park on the street. Because originally when I moved in, the girl who lived downstairs didn't have a car, so we were all able to just park in our own respective spots, and it wasn't a problem. Like 2 of us would be next to each other, and then one was like off to the side, and it was all fine. But now, since this person downstairs has moved in, they started parking in my spot. And so I never get to park. And luckily my upstairs neighbor friend has been like, let's just take turns like using my spot. So she's been a saint. She's been a queen and an angel. But this downstairs neighbor hasn't even introduced herself to me. She just came in and took my parking spot like a mini pan. Yeah. And I don't know. Her dog always barks at me through the window, which I get. I have a dog. It barks at people. I get it. But like
Just sprinkling that on for character reference.
Yeah.
I don't know. One day she was walking her dog and like we passed each other and I feel like there's no way she doesn't know that it's me. She's
Right.
probably seen me
Got
through
it.
the window or something.
So
No,
they're
she didn't.
like, why?
Nothing. She didn't want
Why?
anything to do with saying anything to me.
Did you say hi?
No, because she didn't say hi.
Well, it sounds like an endless loop.
Maybe you should bake some cookies or something. to
That's
the
her
neighbor.
job. She's the one who moved in and took my
Well, I
spot.
mean, you can
That's
do
not
it
how
either
it
way.
works.
It should be.
Works as a welcome to the neighborhood thing.
It's a welcome to the neighbor.
She
You have
hasn't
that
been
backwards.
but she hasn't been welcoming to me. She took my parking spot. And I'm going to sue her.
Because she didn't know you.
You didn't deliver
No,
cookies.
she knew that I had it. She literally, when she was moving in, like had parked on the street because I was parked in my spot like normal. And the second that I was gone, vroom,
Yeah.
took in. And then the person who used to park next to me, who now parks next to her, she like just leaves her car there. So she just always has a spot. And I'm like, how is that fair? Why can't we all just be on a little schedule where, I'm upset.
How old are
I'm-
these people?
I'm by far the youngest person who lives in this house.
Oh,
I
okay.
think maybe the person downstairs is like 40 and then my 2 other neighbors are like 50, 60.
I think you should confront her.
You think?
I think you should go, hey, just so you know, like you're new here and we kind of had a thing going on with our parking
Mm-hmm.
and you've been taking my spot like inconsiderately.
My car got broken into
So
and
I
I had
would
to park on the street. So
Appreciate you
yeah.
not doing that
Yeah.
because I'm an elder in this residence.
I have seniority.
I've been here longer.
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
It
I
says
should.
sitcom written all over it.
Yeah.
Just like
And next thing you
4
know-
age demographics of women living in a house
Yes.
disputing parking.
It's so great. Yeah.
Maybe I will.
But I can get with that on that parking things. With that house I used to live at in Dundee, we had a huge driveway, so there was no problem with people living as a duplex. All 3 cars from the duplex could fit in the driveway, no problem. It'd just be kind of the maneuvering at the end of it because it's like wide at the end, but then single lane.
Narrows
So you got to like figure out how to get in and out. But inevitably in Dundee, there's always like, we got to park close. And then they park on the street, which is fine. But then they always block the driveway.
Yeah.
Mm.
Illegal.
Always.
That's so
That's
annoying.
illegal.
Like either half a car or like an entire car blocking the end of the driveway. Like
This is
the half of the
lowest
car
end.
is the worst because like I could get out, but now I'm mad because you just blocked my driveway
Yeah.
inconsiderately.
Right.
The
You know?
full car. Just,
Right.
Full car's like, all right, you might not have seen the driveway.
you simply didn't.
I will give it to you. You didn't see the driveway there, that's fine. But if you half parked there, you knew there was a driveway, you know what's going on. And you got half a car. I let the air out of somebody's tires one time.
Did you really?
They parked halfway in my driveway. I waited hours. Like
okay.
I was awake. It was a Saturday. It was good in the afternoon. Like if you were drunk at a party somewhere, you could be
You should have
get to
been
your car
back.
by now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was texting people. I'm like, hey, you might know whose car this is, like my neighbors and stuff. And they didn't know. I'm like, all right, well, I'm letting the air out of these tires then. And I just like did it. But I did it so enough that they would be able to get.
Like,
So
there's
And
not-
then they would realize that it's really, really, really low.
So
Like,
you
I didn't want to
flash
mess their
them.
tire up. I just want them to know that I knew that they blocked my driveway, and now they had to do something to fix
Yeah,
their tire. Well, air it up. But
You made their
That's
day
awesome.
inconvenient.
I inconvenienced
For
them for
what-
inconveniencing me
I like that.
Eye for an
That's
eye.
revenge.
Instead
Yeah.
of suing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
instead of suing.
Do you have
I
it?
can't really sue them for that.
Oh, I can't sue
You
him.
can't
or
even call the
help her.
cops and have them do anything. Those be well, it's kind of the thing. Like they're not gonna come and tow it or anything.
Yeah, probably bigger fish to fry. You
Well, of course they got bigger fish to fry. But,
you could. Can you call a private towing company? But then you'd have to pay for it.
right.
That's no good.
That's
Okay.
way too much. I'd
All
rather
right.
just let the air out of the tire. It's free.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have a case or something you want to file, or
I don't, but like, I was gonna talk about the coffee one, but
Yeah.
you talked about that one, so that was all I had. And then she brought I don't have one.
okay? Doing a Rob. Don't answer your own question.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
A non-profit in Tanzania is trying to train African giant rats to literally sniff out wildlife trafficking as a way to combat wildlife trafficking in Tanzania. What animal do you think would make the best detective?
My dog,
Why?
a Labrador. I don't know. She sniffs out everything. It's crazy. Her nose is in everything.
But she can't be objective. Like, she loves everything.
I think I could train her to be objective. That's
Okay.
like what dogs are. I mean, like service dogs and like bomb dogs,
Ooh.
drug dogs.
Yeah,
They're trained to
Yeah,
sniff
they
out
give
these
those dogs a
things.
lot of cocaine.
that's true. Do you think Hazel could do that?
Okay.
Here,
Well,
here, let me modify the question a little bit. What would make two animals would make a great detective pair?
Okay.
So you could have
That's
your
great.
you could have your dog, and then you could have like a very low energy cat or something like that.
I don't think they'd make a good pair.
Okay.
This changes.
They're
me.
historically
Hmm.
nemesis.
Exactly.
nemesis.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
That I have.
No
I had
pairs yet?
2 seconds to think.
I
about
have a
that.
question.
Okay.
What does animal trafficking smell like?
That's what I don't.
Right? Like, how is
Mm.
that like a smell that they're like? What animals are being trafficked in Tanzania?
I don't know.
What's the deal? Like,
You want me to? I'll look this up.
Can they maybe like smell when an animal gives off fear pheromones or something like that, and
oh,
then they
okay.
like
Yeah.
track where that's
All
coming
these
from?
Tasmanian devils are just shaking with fear, and that's what
Maybe.
they smell.
So it's people catching like exotic animals to sell them as pets in
Okay.
places like the United States. So there's threatening species and the natural.
So it's almost like
diversity of the
sniffing
area.
out a compound where they're raising mink or something like that to be trafficked, or are they trying to like?
Maybe.
Oh.
Is it like a natural animal that they're capturing and trafficking?
I don't know,
I know these are questions you probably don't have the answer.
and I think the reason I brought this question up is because the whole premise to me is a little
It's
ridiculous.
very ridiculous.
Yeah, but I
But
will look further into it.
If there was a certain smell or there was something that could be trained into an animal to smell, whether if it's like, oh, we're trying to find these warthog traffickers, obviously they probably have a smell that you could probably sniff out just because they're warthogs.
Probably could.
Or with that specific animal, whatever it might be.
So this is the BBC I got this from, and it's a video, so I'm not going to watch it right now.
Okay.
But it's very important. I didn't put this in. How giant rats in mini vests help sniff out crime.
Oh,
is the
they have
headline.
vests on.
They have little tiny red
Old
vests.
fashioned rats.
That's super important, actually.
Oh, cute.
Oh my god!
It's like a life preserver on them.
I don't know how that affects their crime fighting ability.
It makes them feel
Little
safe.
bulletproof
Little
vests.
bulletproof vest, yeah.
They're warm.
That's
Okay.
fun.
Yeah.
I would definitely in my animal pairing, I would have a raccoon
Oh, obviously.
with a bandit mask. You
Look
know?
at it.
So he's like he's the one that sneaks in at night.
He's bad cop.
He's bad cop. And then outside waiting to like get everybody in the truck once they've released him from this compound
Mhm.
is like a cool monkey, like a little chimpanzee.
Mm.
He's like, "Come on, guys, I got you." That's not what he sounds like, but you know, he's like, "Hey, wait a minute!" But then the bandit comes and
You could sound like that.
yeah, monkey and the raccoon,
Yeah, nice.
Oh, there's so
Yeah.
many bad jokes
chimp
around
and the
that.
raccoon.
Nope. You can't simplify raccoon
Yeah. No.
without being bad.
Oh,
Um,
you guys are racist. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
Hulk
I was
Hogan, press
avoiding
secretary.
me.
pre-racist.
Sorry, important information.
Pre-racism.
Oh, I think a vulture would be good. Sniff out
Oh.
the dead things.
I was gonna say a bat.
Oh, now they're dead. They're dead already.
What?
Well, what's the point in saving them then?
You get justice for the families, man. What's the point in saving them?
All right, that's a fair point.
They don't just like they don't just.
Justice for the family.
The
They have
police have never
families.
been pre-murder. Like they don't do preventative measures.
Oh,
Maybe they should, but
I was
not
thinking
the-
they're saving a compound full of live animals.
Oh,
That's
no.
what I was thinking
I'm
too.
not-
yeah,
I'm
like,
moved
we were
on.
saving these animals from
I thought it was a
being-
Disney movie.
oh, we're talking about we're
Shit.
still on the trafficking thing. Like
Is that
that's
what
the only crime
question
we're
was?
fighting.
What?
I was just saying what would make the best detective.
Oh, I thought it was still for specifically. Oh,
No,
I see.
I don't
see,
think an
see.
animal could come at that very well.
Well,
We've talked about like the $3 million cat. And we've done that on the podcast before, where it got like the CIA trained it and did surgery and put spy
Oh,
things in it,
yeah.
and then it got hit by a car immediately.
Yeah.
So I think we just gotta keep it
Walkie-talkie for an
natural.
arm. That's weird, yeah.
I think a bat would be cool because it kind of like is in the shadows and could be really sneaky.
Plus sonar.
Plus sonar, obviously. but I don't know what a sidekick for a bat would be.
A robin.
Oh my god, obviously.
Boo.
Two birds. No, we would need somebody with opposable thumbs and or somebody who's able
A
to
human?
No, like some animal.
I suggest an orangutan.
Hey.
Okay, yeah.
Bat and the orangutan.
Yeah.
That's a weird spinoff.
Opposable thumbs are important.
They are.
Or
For knobs.
being able to be on the ground. I mean, can bats run?
That would be fun to watch.
I have a Google search now.
Yeah.
This is my work computer.
He just starts gliding.
For
up,
anybody
like,
who's watching, I just did an impression of a bat running.
Well, I remember Land Before Time. Petrie, he was like a bat type of animal.
Yeah,
I think he was a baby pterodactyl, but I
Right.
remember he like had to, I think he had to get going
They
to
got little
try to,
legs.
because he couldn't fly yet. So then
Right.
for him to fly, he had to go running. That's what I imagined when you said, can bats run on the ground?
Vampire bats can run. They're the only known species that can, but apparently they're very effective at it. They use their wings to propel them forward while they're running, and they
That's
use it to stalk
badass.
like prey, like livestock,
Oh, like
and unsuspecting humans.
That's
Then I'm
fun.
vampire bat for sure. That's
like in vampire
so
movies when
cool.
they're floating on the ground, they're stalking people. It's like a total vampire bat situation.
It's actually something they do.
That's super cool. I learned something today.
yeah. I
everybody.
didn't.
Wow.
I didn't know it was related either.
That's awesome.
And now, there's so they like put their. It's not like they flap their wings and put them forward. They run like dogs,
Oh, that's
using their
different.
wings.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought they were like floating on the ground,
on
like
four,
dragging their
four
feet.
I'm
legs
watching
kind
a little moving thumbnail of a rat running dog style, or a bat.
Like he's got
Oh,
little
he's
crutch
like-
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 2 forward, then he like jump forward.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So there you go.
So yeah, a
It
bat
is
could
land
be on
bat
the
now.
ground.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And he's a mammal, so it makes sense. He could probably be on the ground.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe a bat and something, maybe Hazel, my dog, because she's like cute and would distract everyone. Like she pulls attention like really well.
She forces it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look over here, then the bat goes.
Yeah, and
swooping
then
in.
does
Dude,
the
no, no,
crazy
no, no,
thing,
no,
like
no,
grabs
no.
the information and then
Would
flies
Hazel,
off with it.
would Hazel eat the bat?
No,
No, they're best friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. my bad.
she's never. tried
I'm
to
imagining like
eat-
curmudgeon hate each other partners who,
Oh, yeah.
make up in the third act.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen, she's never tried to eat another living animal. Maybe when she's like been outside in a backyard where I haven't been watching her, she has, and I just don't know it. But she's
So there's,
never had like guts
squirrels
or
and
anything like
rabbits or
that.
something.
She'll like chase them, but I don't think she would ever meaningfully kill.
Meaningfully.
I think she would just be like,
Accidentally.
she would think that she's playing with them, and
a little
then
too rough.
Mhm.
all of a sudden,
Lenny
it's dead.
style?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There we go. Okay. Cam, do you have any? Oh, you did
I did the raccoon and the chimp.
raccoon and chimp. I just went vulture. I can't think of anything else, so it's tough.
Well, at least with the vulture, you got the sky. So I think that's a cool thing you guys got going on. Like you get the sky
Mhm.
coverage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Obviously, vultures can walk on the ground, but bats got the cool stilt thing going on. So he's like got the ground and the air covered. But if
Mhm.
there was an underground burrowing something or other that could burrow in.
This doesn't answer that or resolve that issue at all. For some reason, the only thing that I can think of is like a talking fish, but it's confined to a fishbowl. Like I feel like that's a cartoon I watched.
It
or
is.
something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
American
Okay.
Dad.
What?
American Dad.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one of
Klaus the
those.
talking
That's
fish.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like a
not
mole
good
would be
detective.
good,
Mole would be good.
just
Oh,
because yeah.
They're too small though. So I have vulture can pick things up, I guess. Right.
Yeah, so the mole gets in, does something. I'm
Ooh.
still going in on like the jailbreak out of living animals.
The mole's undercover, obviously. That just
Undercover.
writes itself.
Yeah,
You
right.
got a mole.
The vulture just ripping around waiting.
Yeah. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Mole and the vulture. Mole and the vulture.
Vul-
Vole. That's another animal. Mulcher.
Mulcher.
Oh, that's like a,
This week on
I'm
Mulcher.
sure that's like a lawn
That does sound like an
lawn
80s.
item.
Yeah.
A lawn item.
Explosion.
Mulch?
Explosion.
Like something that puts mulch out. A mulcher.
Yeah, one that
Yeah.
mulches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not mulcher. You're against mulcher. Okay. We'll think of other names when we finish this
think, yeah.
podcast. All right. Any other final notes on good pet detectives? Pet
My
detectives.
combination would be Rack Pansy. That's my
Ooh.
team up.
This week on Rack Pansy.
Yeah. That actually sounds like, WebMD or sounds like a, House MD or something.
House.
House MD. Rack Pansy.
Mine would be basil.
Oh.
Bat and hazel.
Oh, yeah.
That's
This
cute.
week
Yeah.
on Basil.
Basil, starring.
That's not
Okay,
very
we can go to another step. In this TV show that we just made, who would star as
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
It's bad.
Don't go down that rabbit hole.
This week's enemy, oregano.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro is the chimpanzee.
Is basil. All right, that brings us to our final question, which is, what's happening?